want to help you understand and get some just ideas of how do you discover stories. In our 3D approach to evangelism here at Christ Church, year one, previously we talked about what the overview. We've talked about what it means to develop friendships, and hopefully you're working on that. And so now this Discover Stories is really all about year one. It's really not about us. And I think in most approaches of sales and marketing and like trying to get somebody to become a part of a church or following God was us talking about us talking about God. And in this approach, we want you to get your one to talk about themselves. So you can discover where they are, what's been happening in their journey. You're just creating empathy. And then God will open doors to talk about God. And He'll open doors for you to share your stories. But start by listening. If you're talking more than you're listening, you're not quite discovering stories yet. In Philippians 2, verse 4, it says, each of us should not look to our own interest, but to the interest of others. We're being selfless. Here's some questions that you could use to create space to listen. Ask your one this question. If they could know that God would do one miracle in their life, they had a guarantee from God to change one situation, perform one miracle in their current situation, what miracle would they ask God to do? He would do it. And I know you're going to want to then like correct their answer, or they're going to like maybe even bring up questions and ask hard things. But I want you to ask that question and then just listen. Because what it'll tell you is what's really important to your one. And maybe you clarify a little bit, or like, hey, tell me more. Why was that your answer? And they might tell you that their grandma has cancer and you didn't know that. And they'd want God to heal their grandma. We just learned something. You're hearing their story. And the questions that arise are okay. Maybe somebody they care about has passed away and they would want God to bring them back. And they're going to say, why did He do that? Why did that bad thing happen? And you're like, I don't know. But I've always found God to be faithful. You don't have to answer those questions. I don't know the answers to all those questions, but this is going to help you understand your one more. Be curious. Maybe they have a different political preference or a different life story. They're just very different than you. Just listen to understand. You're not trying to change their mind about anything. How can you discover stories? It's asking good questions like the question I gave you. Maybe you can think of others. What is it going to take in this next season with your one for you to hear their life story, to hear what's on their heart? That's the second D. And then next, we're going to ask the Holy Spirit to give us discernment.